If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. And let's say half an hour we found it. Without further ado then. It began 100 years ago when the flood of light threatened to swallow Novrond. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared who halted the all-consuming radiance, a maiden with hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire. Naught was known about her save that her name was Minifilia, and for delivering the realm she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace, but 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When Seed Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Vibret, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One with hair of spun gold and eyes of clear sapphire, she was hailed as the Oracle's reborn and came to likewise be called Minifilia. Enlisting in the Ulmoran army, this Minfilian fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet, with her dying breath, she whispered unto her grieving comrades, Minifilia will return. And true to her words, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the selfsame eyes, the selfsame hair, and their selfsame powers. She too took the name Minifilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as soldier of Ilmor, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. Minifilia has been fighting this whole time? What the fuck? Bro! And that concludes the tale. But if they're trying to capture Minifilia now, with the current king, doesn't that mean Minifilia is currently in trouble? And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Novrond on numerous occasions, and were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some perhaps, the truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All of the Minfilias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not. But all were made to face the Sin Eaters, and all died to keep our hopes alive. Oh! What can you tell us of the current Minifilia? She was found by the Ilmoran army some 10 years ago and taken into their care. Or rather their custody. She was prisoner in all but name, for by that time under Lord Volthry's rule, Ulmor has already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minifilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save it was for the Ilmoran's best interest for her to remain under their control. But then 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from the clutches, just like a hero from the tales. Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp on Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Warden. Might I trouble you for a word, Haru? Outside. Someone rescued her, huh? Hmm.